How to buy a Bugatti Chiron for $67 a month. What if I told you that you could own a $10 million Bugatti Chiron without ever having to save up a massive lump sum? What if I told you that you could do it by investing just $67 a month? Sounds impossible, right? Well, stick around because I'm about to show you exactly how this works, and the answer might surprise you. The secret isn't a get rich quick scheme. It's not some illegal loophole or insider trading tip. It's actually something that's been hiding in plain sight for over 300 years. It's called compound interest, and it's literally the eighth wonder of the world. But here's the thing, most people never use it. Let me break this down for you. The average car payment in America is around $500 a month. That's money you'll never see again. It goes straight to a dealership, and in 5 years, that car is worth half of what you paid for it. But what if, instead of buying a depreciating asset, you invested that money? $67 a month might not sound like much, but here's where it gets interesting. If you take that $67 and invest it into the stock market, averaging a historical return of 10% per year, something magical starts to happen. That money doesn't just sit there. It grows, it multiplies, and then it grows again. In year one, you'll have invested $804. You'll have maybe $50 in gains. Not exciting, but don't leave yet because this is where most people quit and they miss out on everything. In year five, your total investment is just $4,000, but your account is worth over $5,000. You've made $1,000 without doing anything except letting time do the work. By year 10, you've invested $8,000, but your account is worth over $13,000. You've basically doubled your money while sleeping. But here's where compound interest becomes absolutely insane. By year 20, you've invested just $16,000, but your account is worth over $63,000. That's nearly 4 times your money. Now fast forward to year 30. You've invested about $24,000 total, but your account is now worth over $190,000. You've turned 24,000 into nearly 200,000 without touching it once. Keep going to year 40. You've invested $32,000. Your account is now worth over $600,000. That's a 19 to 1 return. But year 50 is where this really gets wild. You've invested $40,000. Your account is now worth over $2.3 million. You've turned 40,000 into over 2 million, and this is just with $67 a month. This isn't theoretical. This is historical data based on stock market returns over the past century. But wait, there's more. Because if you want to reach $10 million, the actual price of a Bugatti Chiron, you don't need to wait 50 years and invest only $67 a month. Let me show you the actual math. If you invested just $200 a month instead of 67, and you did it for 50 years with the same 10% average return, you would have over $7 million. Add another 5 years and you're past 10 million. That's a Bugatti Chiron. But here's what most people miss. You don't have to invest the same amount every single month for 55 years. You could invest more as you earn more. You could invest aggressively in your 20s and 30s, then slow down as you get older. Or you could find ways to increase your monthly investment by even a small amount each year. And here's another secret that changes everything. The stock market isn't the only place to compound your money. You could start a business. You could invest in real estate. You could create digital products or online courses that generate passive income. Every single one of these has the potential to compound at rates much higher than 10%. Let me show you what that looks like. If you took $5,000 and started a business that made just 25% returns per year, which is actually very achievable in e-commerce, digital marketing, or content creation, here's what happens. Year 1, 5,000 becomes 6,250. Year 5, you're at $15,000. Year 10, you're at almost $100,000. Year 15, you're at over $550,000. Year 20, you're at over $3 million. Year 25, you're at over $17 million. That Bugatti Chiron is yours in 25 years, starting with just $5,000 and 25% annual returns. And that's not even aggressive by entrepreneurial standards. So why doesn't everyone do this? Why aren't more people millionaires? The answer is simple: patience. Or more specifically, the lack of it. Our brains are wired for immediate gratification. We want results now. When you invest $67 a month and see no change after 3 months, you think it's not working. When you start a business and don't make money in the first year, you quit. Compound interest requires you to delay gratification for years, sometimes decades, before you see life-changing results. But here's the beautiful truth. The people who started investing 30 years ago are now sitting on fortunes they never imagined. The people who started businesses 20 years ago are now living lives most people only dream about. And they didn't do anything special. They just started and they didn't quit. The best time to start was 30 years ago. The second best time is today, right now, this moment. You could start with $67 a month. You could start with $200 a month. You could start with $5,000 and a business idea. Whatever you start with doesn't matter nearly as much as actually starting. So here's your challenge. This week, figure out where your money is going. Find $67 or $200 or $500 a month that you're currently wasting, money you're spending on things that don't matter. Then redirect that money into an investment account, a brokerage account, a business, something that compounds. In 1 year, you won't have much. In 5 years, you might have enough to notice. But in 20 years, you'll have something that changes your life. And in 50 years, if you started young enough, you could literally own that Bugatti Chiron and park it in your driveway. The question isn't whether you can afford to invest. The question is whether you can afford not to. Because every single day you wait, you're losing compound interest that you can never get back. The clock is ticking. Your future self is waiting to see what you're going to do today. Make it count. And if you want to learn about the 5 money habits that keep you poor and how to break them, click on this video.